Hey guys, it's me, Blaze Wolf X. I'm bringing you something that I usually don't do. It's my first time actually doing it. I'm doing a opening on the Wave of the Light structure deck. I've been waiting for this to come out for a while. I always wanted to play Counter Fairies, and this is a very good time for me to do it. So let's crack this open. So I'm just gonna Alright. And I did buy 3 of these, so I'll bring a deck video for you after this. So no, I'm having such an issue. Come on. Come on. There we go. So I'll see what comes in it. It's kind of a beginner's guide to how to play the game, about the link zones and stuff like that. It comes in every structure deck, so it's pretty good. Always to have one, especially if you're a beginner at Yu-Gi-Oh! Teach you how to play. We have the lovely, so I'm just opening it for you. Ooh, that's actually really nice. The double-sided playmat. So as you can see, has Minerva, Parshant, and Valkyrie. So that's pretty cool. I actually really like this one. So I'm just going to move this aside. That down again. Make sure the camera doesn't fall. You're definitely seeing my keyboard right now. So let's start opening this. Now, some of the cards in here, I don't really know what they do. Like Eva, like some of the newer cards I don't. So I'm just gonna read it to you and stuff like that as well. So we're both going on to a very kind journey. So first thing we get is Eva. So Eva is, I'm just gonna bring this up for you too. If this card is sent to the grave, you can banish up to 2 other light fairy monsters from your field and or graveyard at the same number of level 2 or lower light fairy monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. Except for Eva, you can only use this effect of Eva once per turn. So, really good card, but I bought the structure deck for counter fairies. All the counter fairies are sadly level 4s and higher, so this is not exactly good, but if you're running, let's say, the Herald version of it, it'll be pretty good. So 1 Eva. It comes with 1 Sacred Arc Air Knight Parshath. Is it Parshath? Yeah, Parshath. So it's a level 8 fairy effect monster, 28 attack, 23. This one is the boss monster of the deck. So if you activate a counter trap, or if you negate an activation of a spell card, well, spell, trap card, or monster effect, except during the damage step, you can banish 2 other fairy monsters from field, from hand, field, or graveyard. A special summon card from your graveyard. If was there when an opponent activated negate or a hand, if not. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add 1 Parshant or counter trap card from your deck to your hand. So this is pretty good. So you can add him if you want, or add the counter traps, which is pretty much what he does. In counter fairies, you're really going to use 1, but he's still a big 28 beater. Then Power Angel Valkyrie. So she is a level 4 light fairy. They're all going to be light fairies. This is 1800 attack and 1050 defense. Fairy effect, they're all going to be that. If you negate an activation of a spell, trap card, or a monster effect, add 1 light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So she's pretty much a slower Stratos, or Deneb. You have to activate a counter trap, which is most likely going to be on your opponent's turn. But it's still pretty good. Still pretty good. Oh, just dropped something. There we go. Got it right here. So the next one is the Sanctuary or the Parshanth. So this one is a continuous spell, which is pretty good. So it's also searchable. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Knocked over the camera. I love it. Now you're seeing all of my messy desk. Okay, there. So with this, okay, if this card, well, this card's name becomes Sanctuary of the Sky while on the field or in graveyard. Monsters on the field gain 300 attack and defense. Set spell and trap cards cannot be targeted by or destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you can target a total of 3 fairy monsters and or counter traps with different names in your graveyard. Place them on the top of the deck in any order. So it's really good because it's Sanctuary of the Sky. You can play Divine Wrath, that sort of thing, as well. Sorry. I'm just trying to fix the camera. I'm trying to fix the camera right there, and as well, it just recycles all your counter traps, as well, and your fairies. So that's really good. Then Rebirth of the Parshant. Rebirth of the Parshant is when a spell trap card or monster effect is activated, reveal one counter trap card from your hand, then discard one card, which is going to be that card, and pay 1,000 life points to negate the activation. And if you do, shuffle that card into a deck, which that makes it really good. Then special summon one Parshant card from your deck or extra deck. So, really good. Really good. It negates pretty much everything. Now, if you're playing the counter trap build, like with Counter Fairies and Guiding Ariadne, you still, to activate this card, you still have to have a counter trap in hand. That is it's not the cost, it's the requirement. But you don't have to pay the 1,000 or discard a card. So that's a little bit good part. And also does special summon Parshant. So it can special him, oh well, that's Eva. It can special him or the Synchro. So then we're going to the other monsters. So Minerva, Scholar of the Sky. She's actually pretty good. So whenever you activate a counter trap, she gains 500 attack. And if Sanctuary of the Sky is on field, you can add one counter trap with a different name from a graveyard to your hand. So it as well recycles your counter traps. So it's pretty good. One Neo Parshant of the Sky Paladin. He's been out for a while. I'm not going to talk about him. Arc Knight Parshath again. Well, this one's Air Knight. He's been out for a while. He's been the Goat God for a while. So then there is Mattel, which is another cool card, mainly for counter traps. Whenever you activate a counter trap, you gain 1,000 life points, and if you do, if the Sanctuary of the Sky is on the field, destroy one card. So kind of a one-up. There's the Harvest Angel of Wisdom. Then here is the best monster in the deck, I have to say, Bountiful Artemis. So with her, whenever you activate a counter trap, you draw a card. This is what makes Counter Fairies so good. So then there's a Layered Liberator. So each time a counter trap is activated, immediately after it, add 2 banished fairy monsters from your hand. So if you're running a banished variant, it's pretty good. Guiding Ariadne, second best card in Counter Fairies. You don't have to pay cost. Don't have to discard, pay life points, nothing like that. It doesn't stop requirements, so that's where Parshant, you have to have a counter trap. But besides that, she's pretty good. And if you summon her as a monster, therefore, and it gets destroyed, you get to add a counter trap. So adding more counter traps. Archolocristia is the next one. There is Splendid Venus, Athena, Tithys, Hecatrice, Galindo, Nova Summoner, which is for Air Knight. Of course, one of my favorite cards. I actually have secrets of him. Honest. Then the Herald of Herald of Orange, Green, and then Purple. They negate spells, traps, and monsters. So if you're playing that variant, that's pretty good with Eva. Then the last 2 actually, there's a few more. Guiding Light. Then there's also DD Sprite. And finally for the monsters, Heniadia. Now time for the spells. Comes with 1 Sanctuary of Sky. It's pretty good. Anything happens, you don't take battle damage, so it's pretty good as if it's a light fairy. Then there's cards from the sky. Celestial Transformation, Valhalla, Ties of the Brethren. I'm kind of mad. I had ultras, came as common. I'm not the happiest camper, but it could need. Light of Judgment, Miraculous Descent, Synthetic Seraphim, Divine Punishment. This is another like Parshant negate spells, traps, and monsters. You just have to have Sanctuary and Sky on board. So Counterfeit is pretty good. Dark Bribe, so you pretty good. Negate spell, draw a card if you have Battle for Artemis. Solemn Warning with Garadne, it's a free negate. Ultimate Providence is really good. Another same thing. With this one, you can negate the activation of a monster spell and trap, but you have to discard that type. So if you're trying to negate a spell, discard a spell. That sort of thing, right? But with Ariadne, you don't have to. Then there is Drastic Drop Off. Whenever your opponent draws, you can discard. Well, you can send that to the grave. So that's pretty good. Recall. Then it does come with a token and a Duel Links card. So there's that. All right. So that is it. I am now signing off. I should bring you Counter Fairies in a bit. All right. Bye.